It's Thursday. It's our day to relax and stretch the body, release some of those muscles that have worked hard earlier in the week. And we're going to start that out today sitting loosely cross-legged. We want the sit bones underneath each cheek anchored into the ground. We want the spine up tall, head up, eyes forward. And we're going to start by simply reaching straight up from the shoulder. And as you do, we're going to take a deep breath in and reach for the ceiling with the fingertips. Inhaling and then reaching. Again, we're keeping our spine tall and we're keeping our sit bones anchored down into the floor. And we're going to take one more big breath in here. And this time, as you exhale, feel the stretch coming in through the ribs cage. And relax the arm down. Same thing on the other side. Reaching straight up over the shoulder, or as straight as you can manage. You may have some restrictions there, I certainly do. Inhale and reach fingertips up towards the ceiling. Again, sit bones on either side are anchored down into the floor. We want the hands turned in towards the midline, not palms forward. So we're getting a stretch down through the shoulder. And again, we inhale, big breath in. And stretch upwards for the ceiling. And release down. Great stuff. Back to the first side again, reaching up. And this time we're going to come slightly over. So now we're opening up the palm forward. Again, we're keeping the sit bones anchored. We're trying to get the stretch through the side here. Think of keeping the elbow up high rather than letting the arm come in front. So it may help to think of pointing the elbow up towards the ceiling while reaching across with the hand. And one more big breath in. Really feeling the stretch through the rib cage and into the latissimus muscle on the outside of the back, the broad side. And release that one down. Other side, reach up, palms forward, bring the arm across, elbow high. Inhale, feel the stretch down along. Whether it's the rib cage, whether it's under the arm into the lats, wherever you feel it is where you've got the most restriction. Big breath in, bring the elbow up a little higher, reach the hand across a little more, keeping your spine tall and keeping your sit bones anchored down into the floor. And once more, big breath in. And exhale, release down. Bring a little bit of rotation in here. So going to my right side. Right hand comes behind. As ever, we're staying tall through the spine. Sit bones anchored, and we're looking over our right shoulder. Big breath in, feel where the stretch is. And as you exhale, feel some of the tension releasing from that area. As ever, the focus in this class is about using the breath to release the tension. We're never trying to force things. We're trying to let the body relax in each stretch. And one more breath in and out here. And release to the center. Coming across to the left side, left hand comes behind. I'm up on the fingertips here on this left hand to help me maintain this tall spine. Sit bones are anchored, looking over my left shoulder. Focusing each time when I bring that breath in, feeling where the tension is. And as I exhale, I release that tension. As ever, we're staying tall on the sit bones. And one last breath in and out. Releasing to the center. And we're going to come down onto our back. We're going to focus on opening up around the shoulders. Starting out, reaching the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Inhaling as we reach up, spreading the shoulder blades wide across the back. And exhale as we bring the shoulders back and down. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Big inhale through the nose as we stretch the arms up, broadening the back, and exhale down, pinching the shoulder blades back. And we're keeping the hands spread, so fingers are spread wide apart, stretching the hands, activating the muscles in the forearm. Exhale, releasing down. Pinching the shoulder blades together at the bottom of the movement. 2 more times. Inhale, reaching up, stretching wide with the hands. Exhale back, relaxing the hands. Inhaling up for the last time, stretching the hands again. And exhale down. Pinching the shoulder blades together. Relax the hands, bring them down. Shrugging the shoulders up now. Bring them up towards the ears. Squeezing at the top of the movement. And exhale. Bring the shoulders down, reaching towards our heels. Inhaling, shoulders up. And exhale, shoulders down. Really squeezing with the muscles in the top of the shoulders and into the neck as you got this shrug going on. And then exhale down, pulling with the muscles below the shoulder blades. Last time, shrugging upwards on the inhale. Reaching for the heels on the exhale. Relax the arms and shoulders. I'm going to start mobilizing the lower back now. So I start with our pelvic tilt. lifting the hips, flattening the lower back into the floor. And then we peel the spine away slowly. So lifting the hips up and slowly unrolling the spine away from the floor. Coming right up onto the shoulders. Now we round the shoulders and upper back, slowly releasing back down to the floor. Inhaling through this bottom position and then exhaling as we do that pelvic tilt, flattening the lower back into the floor, and as we peel away. That controlled exhale will help us control the speed of the movement. Inhaling at the top, and then I exhale as I round the shoulders and upper back. And steadily exhale as I release down vertebra by vertebra. Two more times. Exhaling as I peel up. Inhaling at the top and then exhaling as I roll down. Keeping tension through the backside and thighs to keep the back slowly releasing down. And from there, we're going to bring the two knees in towards the chest, shoulders up away from the floor, chin on the chest. We're going to roll slightly side to side, or maybe just rock gently side to side rather than rolling too far. And from here, we're going to get a nice stretch on the hips. So holding the left knee, stretch away that right leg, reaching for the wall with the toes. Really trying to lengthen the whole thigh. And bring the leg back in. Hug that knee in towards your shoulder and stretch the left leg away. Again, reaching for the wall with the toes. Trying to create as much length through the thigh as you can manage. And bring it in. Left knee hugged in towards the shoulder, right leg reaching away. So toe pointed towards the wall. Try to lengthen this thigh down towards the wall, down towards the foot. And bring it back. Right knee pulled in towards into the chest, or the chest or the shoulder. Left leg reaching away, trying to lengthen all the way from the hip, and bring it back in. Once more either side, stretching away the right leg, again reaching all the way from the hip right down through the leg. And bring it back in. Left leg reaching away, stretching all the way from the hip through the thigh, down through the lower leg. And bring it back. Give the two knees a hug. And from here we're going to roll over onto our right side. Head supported by the hand, body is in tabletop position, but on our side. So knees are stacked, hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked. Left hand out in front, going to take a nice big breath in. And coming back with the arm, opening up the shoulder, getting a nice stretch in here. And then I exhale, pulling with the stomach to initiate the movement, bringing the arm to the front. Inhaling, filling the chest with air as we stretch and open up with the shoulder. And then exhale, pulling from the stomach to initiate the movement. Changing things up this time, we come straight back and then we circle overhead. So reaching up beyond the head, working the shoulders through the full range of movement. Inhaling, coming straight back, and exhale as you stretch around in that arc overhead. Last time on this side. Lovely stuff. I'm going to do a little bit with the legs now. So we're bending up the knees slightly so that the heels or the ankles are in line with the tailbone and the spine. And from there, we're simply going to open out that top knee. So lower leg can be resting on the ground. Doing our side clamps here, focusing on maintaining a steady movement, particularly as we lower this knee down. Aiming for continuous movement. Inhaling up and exhaling steadily as we release the leg down. If you want slightly more challenge, lift the shins away from the floor. And now both legs will work a little bit harder. Really working the muscle of the lowest part of the core, down towards the pelvic floor and the butt. The steadier you can let the leg descend, the more benefit you will get. Last rep. Lovely. Now we switch over to the other side. And again, we're starting out with our knees bent up in front of us. So we're in our tabletop position, just on the side. Knees are stacked, hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked. Right arm out in front, we inhale as we reach backwards and exhale, pulling with the stomach to start the movement. We're using our core. So use this opportunity to become aware of what way your shoulder is moving. When you get to the end of the stretch, is it inclined to hitch up towards your ear, or is it staying low and away? Exhale forward. Switching this time, bringing in our rotation up over the head. And once more. coming into our side clamp, so bringing the legs down along the mat a little bit more. Trying to have a nice straight line through the spine, through the tailbone here, down towards the ankles or heels. And for our side clamp, simply opening the legs and then controlling that top leg as we release down. Inhale to open, and then exhale. Aiming for that controlled release. Again, if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can take the shin away from the floor. You will find you have better control on one side than the other. We're keeping the core engaged. Not fully contracted, you're not trying to turn your stomach into a washboard or anything. Simply trying to keep a little bit of tension through the lower core. Lowest part of the abs down into the pelvic floor. Last one. Lovely. From there, coming into our figure 4 stretch for the backside. So for this, as we've done before, my left leg here is coming up. So my left ankle is just above the right knee. And I can relax the head back. Instead, reaching through here with my left hand, reaching through the triangle, bringing the hand onto the shin. Right hand is coming up as well. And now relax back and gently pull just enough to feel the stretch. You hold that one. So the glutes work quite hard on that side clam, so give them a little stretch. Just to thank them for all their hard work. Glutes have also done quite a lot of work in our classes earlier in the week. So it's good to give them a little bit of time and attention. Each time when you inhale, feel where the tension is, and then as you exhale, feel the tension releasing from that area. And if you want, you can pull a little bit more on the shin, just to increase the stretch ever so slightly. If it's uncomfortable, that's okay. If it's painful, that's not okay. So if that's the case, it's time to ease back a little bit from the stretch. Last big breath in and out. And we release that leg down. So same thing on the other side. Gonna take my right leg, cross my right ankle up over my left knee. Reaching my right hand through that triangle. Reaching onto the shin. Bringing the left hand through as well. Or around the outside, I should say, with the left hand. Definitely not as flexible here. This would be my less flexible side. For now. By the time we're finished, it might be my more flexible side. each time on the inhale, focus on where you're feeling the tension, and then as you exhale, feel the tension releasing along with the breath. One more big breath in and out. And I'm going to release that one down. Coming up to a seated position. Stretching my left leg out in front. Right foot comes to the inner thigh. And from here I'm going to keep the back straight and reach forward. So on this one I'm going to look straight ahead at eye level. I'm not looking down, I'm not looking up. Keeping the torso upright or fairly upright, top, nice straight spine. And that will help me to keep the stretch in the hamstring on the back of the leg. Being aware of the foot position, depending on which part of the hamstring is tightest, you may be able to get farther with the foot turned out, or with the foot straight up, or maybe even you can turn your foot in. That doesn't work for me. I find straight up is quite a strong stretch. If my foot is turned out to the side, I can get quite a bit farther into the stretch. So I'm going to focus on the one I need the most work on here, and that is with my foot in that vertical position. Doesn't look as impressive. I can't get that far into it. So that means this is the one I need the most. All the time, both sit bones are firmly anchored down into the floor. If I find I'm lifting off one side, I'm going to lose some of the stretch. Every time on that big breath in, I'm feeling where the tension is, and then on that exhale, releasing some of that tension down, coming farther into the stretch. Important to note, I'm not actually leaning on my knee here. My hand happens to be there, but I'm not pushing down, so that's important to be aware of. And as ever with hamstring stretches, if you're feeling it straight behind the knee, kind of in the crease, that's a sign that you need to bend the knee. Make sure the stretch stays in the belly of the muscle. If you're feeling it mostly in that crease at the back of the knee, that means it's catching in the tendons or the ligaments. We want the ligaments and tendons to be stiff, and we want the stretch to be in the muscle. Two more big breaths in and out here, and then we'll switch over to the other side. Slowly releasing that as we come up out of it. Getting ourselves nice and comfortable, making sure the sit bones are anchored, the foot is in that vertical position. As we keep the spine long and reach forward.
Again, keeping the head neutral, so I'm not looking down, I don't have my head down. Likewise, I'm not looking up at the ceiling. Looking straight forward at approximately head height. So this helps us keep the back straight. I drop my head, my lower back is going to round almost straight away. So, and you can see with my head up, I'm fairly tall posture-wise. The moment I look down, my lower back drops. And again, paying attention to that foot position, keeping things vertical. We're trying to get the legs to relax, both thighs. If you find the quads on the leg you're stretching, on your right leg here, you find the quads are inclined to fire and tense up, ease back slightly out of the stretch. Take a breath or two and then see if you can come back in again without the quads firing. If the quads are activating, that's a defense mechanism to prevent the hamstring from stretching. The body will do this sometimes as a defense mechanism to prevent injury. So 2 more big breaths in and out here. And we can release from there. Coming forwards onto the hands and knees. It's time for our cat and camel, or cat and cow. So starting from our neutral position with the hands under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. We're going to start by tucking the tailbone under, pushing the back and the shoulders up towards the ceiling, and bringing the chin onto the chest. Here, taking our deep breath into the upper back. Then exhaling as we move, pushing the tailbone away, letting the lower back sink and lifting the chin away from the chest. Looking out in front. Big breath in here at the bottom of the stomach. And exhale, tailbone tucks under, back rounds and pushes up towards the ceiling, and the chin comes into the chest. Tailbone away, back sinks, and the head comes up. Breath into the stomach, and then once again, tailbone tucks under, back comes up, and chin comes into chest. Breathing into the upper back. Tailbone pushes away, lower back sinks, and head lifts. So each time, the movement starts at the bottom of the tailbone. So it tucks under, rounding the back, pushing it up away, and the chin in onto the chest. Tailbone away, lower back sinks, and the chin comes away. Twice more. Tailbone under, back up, chin in. Tailbone away, back down, chin up. Once more. And we ease out of that, come back to our neutral position. From here, We're just going to take the weight off the hands for a moment. Make small circles with the wrists. Loosening out. Give them a shake. You can do a Mexican wave with the arms if you wish, or with the wrists. Not a soccer Mexican wave, just a wrist loosening Mexican wave. Okay, back onto the hands again. Hip and shoulder openers. So left foot is coming up outside the left hand. And we can bring the hands forward slightly. Right hip coming down towards the floor. Keeping the right hip forward as we bring the left arm up. Reaching for the ceiling and pushing the floor away with the other hand. Big breath in, feel the stretch everywhere. And exhale, bring the hand back down. Bring the leg back. Same side. Repeating. Big breath in at the top. Exhale down. Bring the leg back and again forwards. Same foot comes up. Getting a great stretch across the chest, and then on the inhale, feel the stretch in the lower core down at the front of the hip. Step the foot back. Last two. Stretch it forward. Right hip stays down. Reaching for the ceiling. Pushing the floor away. Inhale, feel the stretch, and then exhale, bring the arm down. Last one. Bring the foot up nice and far forward. Inhaling, opening up at the shoulder, and exhale down. Stepping the foot back. Once again, you can take the weight off the wrist for a minute, or a few seconds. And we're back to our neutral position here on all fours. Right foot coming up. Right hand reaching for the ceiling. Stretching up for the ceiling and pushing the floor away with the other hand. Big breath in. Exhale, release the arm down. Step the foot back. Same again. Step it up. Elbow up, hand up. Reaching for the ceiling, pushing the floor away, keeping the left hip down. And feel the stretch increase when you breathe in. You're just going to turn around here. Still on that left foot. Foot to the left? No, right. It's the left hip that stays down. Inhale. As we open up the shoulder, big breath in. Feel the stretch at the front of the left hip. Last time, I think. Stepping up. Nice long step. Reaching up. Feel that stretch in the hip. Exhale down. And relax. And take the weight out of the hands once again. That one can be a bit challenging on the wrists. The hands are taking the load for a while. Look at you, we're almost there. So last one, or second last one, our scorpion stretch. So as ever, we're down on our stomachs. And I'm going to start with my right leg. Bend the knee, bring the heel up towards the backside. Lift the thigh away from the floor. And then reach that leg backwards. So bringing my right heel towards my left hand. And you can have the foot on the ground or you can have it in the air. You can have the knee up high, you can have the knee down low.
Whichever you feel like working at, that's the one you go for. Remember, we're working with our breath. So you inhale, feel where the tension is. As you exhale, you're relaxing, releasing the tension along with the breath. You stay as you are. I'm simply turning around here so I can keep an eye on you. So if you find you're getting more of a stretch with the knee up high, you work in that area. If you find you get more of a stretch with the knee low, work there. You may feel like alternating between low and high. That's fine too. You work with whatever information your body is giving you as you inhale and exhale. Main thing is that we're working with the body, working with the breath, allowing the body to relax into the stretch. We're not forcing anything here. One more big breath in and out. Now we can release and come back to center. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So this time, left leg. Bending that left knee, bringing the heel up towards the butt, and bringing the leg across behind. So I've got my right arm out straight, so I'm getting that stretch of the shoulder as well. Left side, really feeling it down along the front of the thigh, down along the outside on the front of the thigh. So using the breathing to get the thigh to relax. A really good one if you've been sitting or driving for hours at a time. And again, you can have the knee high or the knee low. As long as you're keeping the knee and the thigh pulled back, that's basically what you need to get a stretch in here. Big breath in, exhale, feel some of the tension releasing, and see if you can get a little farther into the stretch. Two more big breaths in and out. And release it back to center. From here, we're slowly going to come up to our feet. We're bringing the feet in underneath us. Knees are bent, hands staying low. We're going to hang out here for a moment. So we're going to let the head hang, let the arms hang. Knees are soft, slightly bent. Each time as we exhale, feel where you're carrying the tension and allow some of it to just slip away along with the breath. I'm going to twist slightly left and right. You're moving the right shoulder towards the left foot and the left shoulder towards the right foot. This is very gentle, we're not actively reaching or actively stretching. Simply moving gently. And holding steady now in the center. We're going to take 2 more big breaths in and out. And on the next exhale, we're going to start coming up slowly. Letting the arms hang, letting the head hang. Slowly bringing the hips in underneath the shoulders. Slow and steady is important here. When the body is upright, we're gradually lifting the chin. Great stuff. From there, palms together, pressing the 2 palms in against each other, create lots of tension through the chest and the arms, and reach up and big breath in, reaching for the ceiling, stretching the fingertips towards the corners, stretching towards the walls. Relax the arms. Last one, pressing the hands in together, squeeze, and big breath in as we reach up. Reaching for the ceiling, stretching the fingertips for the corners, reach those fingertips to the walls, and exhale down. And there we go. Thursday evening's Mobiliser done. About halfway through the month of April now. We won't feel it before we have proper summer. Hopefully. Touch wood. Well done. Mobiliser in the bag. Your training is done for this week. See you soon.